Good afternoon, welcome to Greedfall. I picked this up alongside Borderlands a couple weeks back and didn't get a chance to start it until now. And it's probably the best possible time to get stuck into a new RPG, given that I also have to pick up the Surge 2, Cold Vein, Ghost Recon, and then there's a Gwyn expansion next week as well. But we might as well see what it's like before we worry about any of that other stuff. No, we definitely want HDR on, that's for sure. If I have HDR on, I can't actually change any of the brightness settings. I can't actually see the thing on the far left. I'm sure that won't come back to bite me at all.
Borderlands is a great game.
Hi to you too, Aiden. See where we're going to start off with having an argument over an underrated game. Borderlands is not a great game. It's okay. The gameplay is fine. Everything else that isn't the gameplay is not great. Tutorials, yes. All the UI, yes. Subtitles, yes. Let's turn effects and music down a couple notches to ensure we have the volume of the dialogue okay. I don't like that I can't change the brightness.
Bitch, please.
Aiden, language. This is an 18 rated game. There could be small children watching this that don't need to hear about female dogs. But yeah, I was not super impressed with Borderlands. I enjoyed the gameplay enough to play it through to the end, but I hate the inventory system. I hate the skill trees for the character I had. It was too late to try and go back and change it. I hated the story. I hated all the dialogue that ever came from anyone. I hated all the fetch quests. It's the same game as Borderlands 2, except you can slide. So, that's... The riposte system. Go with normal. See how we get on. As far as I remember, I completed Technomancer on normal. I bumped it down to easy after a couple of the boss fights were taking 6 years to finish.
Could you stand a little taller, just a tad?
Like this?
Yes, yes. The chin a tiny bit lower. Gaze a little more to the right. There! Now, hold the pose.
Your face looks to be a little bit messed up there, man. Kind of like that preset. Okay, you'll be able to choose the skills of the archetypes as you progress. Okay, so melee combat, one-handed weapons and firearms, strength and endurance. Elemental traps, firearms, one-handed blades, accuracy, agility, science, and lockpicking. Divine magic ring, stasis, incomparable virtue, science, and intuition. So warrior, rogue, and mage, I guess. I'll go with a rogue. It's always handy to be a rogue as a leader in case you end up being on your own and you want to open lock things. Okay, now let's go look at the tree. No, I can't get to see what the skills are until you go further down. Oh, it just improves the power of melee attacks, right? Fury regeneration and damage inflicted in melee combat. Just gonna get myself a chair. Move that around a little bit. Get comfy. Didn't think the text was going to be this small, so I thought I'd be able to play it from the couch, but no. That's one-handed blunt weapons, armor damage, physical damage, regeneration, spells. That's an MP and spell duration. Wear the best equipment. Do the best firearms. Pardon me. Firearms sounds useful, but yeah, let's go with firearms and alchemical preparations. They're just flat increases. Cool. Talents. Reduce merchant prices, increases chance of success of dialogue options. And improve your companions. Okay. Vigor. In difficult passage require balance, increase ammo capacity, and recover HP and magic outside of combat. Craft weapons, armor upgrades, recycling. Gathering sites become easier to see, gain more stuff from gathering goods, and get contextual dialogue options. Lockpicking, enemy traps, no longer strong, you pass over them. Make potions, destroy weak walls, craft bullets. Yeah, it's only going to be useful to get just for the first level to be able to break down walls. I kind of want to just go straight for charisma and lockpicking though, I think. Maybe some intuition. Go with charisma first.
Just a few more minutes. You have such an incredibly singular face. That's a compliment, my lady, out of my mouth. Your particularity gives you character.
You're still here?
We have nearly finished. Have you any more need of me, Master?
You haven't forgotten that we're setting sail today, have you?
Of course not.
Your cousin is nowhere to be found. I've searched the palace from cellars to attics. Your uncle is beside himself.
He was of a mind to paint the town last night. Don't worry, I shall track him down. Make care to your own preparations without wrinkling another frown. We'll meet you on the boat.
It's about time your cousin took account of the responsibilities awaiting him. He should go and inform the ambassadors of Teleme and the Bridge Alliance of his departure.
Have no fear, Master. I will go and see them in his name. I beg your pardon, but urgent matters call me away. Might we finish all this later?
Impossible, my lady. You are leaving with the tide, if what I've been told is correct.
I am sorry, sir, truly. I must be going.
My lady, please, I beg you. Her Highness has personally requested I finish.
Thank you, cousin, for getting me out of that.
Camera's a little bit weird.
Madam, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
Greetings, Your Excellency.
Can't talk to everyone, huh? One second there. Nah, just hearing strange noises. It's fine.
I wish you a good day, Your Excellency.
Didn't actually save because I didn't save and quit. Good job, me. I'm a dummy. Interesting. It doesn't pause the game when you're in the inventory. I believe that's my pre-order bonus. Better armor damage, better stun. Sure. Better balance percent. Does it appear to have a slot or something? Loot chance plus 25%. That seems useful. Some magic regen and poison resistance. Pretty decently sized map. Anointed weapons. It's actually kind of hard to select these icons. It'd be nice if there was a zoom option here. Oh, there is. You can use right click just into. Allows the use of rifles instead of pistols. I have a rifle equipped, so I'm not sure what that's talking about. Unless it's classed as a pistol for now. Everyone's suspicious of me apart from the people I live with. Sure. Combat tutorial then?
Hey! Green blood!
Kurt.
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
Accompanied by their most loyal and tenacious
Man from
master of
Stonebreaker.
arms.
As loyal
Gas
as
gone.
go.
Enough with the cold mercenary. I know you like us. Still hiding your men in the unsuspecting shadows of the greats of this world, I see.
Hey, our blades are the only thing keeping you dainties alive.
Kurt, I'm not in need of your protection. I'm no longer a child, you know.
Is that so? Well, let's see. Fight with honor!
Okay, tactical pause. Oh dear.
You defend yourself well, Greenblood. One might think you had a proper master of arms.
The best.
You already training for your new post of legate? Don't tire yourself. Flattery'll get you nowhere. But for the fight, you have remembered your basics. Your performance just got you out of a final lesson. Unless you want to go through the paces again before we depart.
I think I'm okay.
No. Thanks all the same. I have quite a few tasks to check off my list before we depart.
And here you are already assuming your political functions. And in a hurry. Always too busy. Very well. If you ever want to go over your basics later, visit one of our barracks on the Isle. You'll always find a training partner to give you a friendly fight.
I'll remember that. Thanks. Are your bags packed for the great departure?
Yes, you know I get by with very little. You're not angry that I'm coming with you, I hope.
On the contrary, I am thrilled that both you and Sir de Corsillon are joining our party. A few friends at your side in unknown territory is a boon.
Don't tell me the old school teacher is competing against me. By the way, where is our future governor hiding? I was hoping to put his skills to the test as well.
I've no idea. He had plans to celebrate his departure last night, and we haven't seen him since. You know Constantine. I should have gone with him, but my heart wasn't in the mood for a celebration. The thought of bidding my mother farewell.
It is never easy to say goodbye. But you should be going to see her now. She must be waiting for you. I'll meet you in front of the palace. Then we'll go and find Constantine together.
Very well. I'll meet you as soon as I've said my goodbyes.
Items to find. Okay.
What is this? Have you not been taught to knock? I've asked 1,000 times. Oh, it's you, my dear child. Mother, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting used to your condition.
She's not having a good time.
Come now, let's speak of more pleasant things. I'm so very happy to hear your voice. You remind me so much of your father. I do miss him so. Today is the big day, isn't it? Ready to set sail for that island everyone's talking about. Yes, but the idea of leaving you behind, alone and ill. Dying, my child. Alas, there is nothing you can do by staying that would ease my suffering. One thing brings me cheer. They say the island is full of miracles, and we might find a cure. Even if I were to find it, I would never be able to return in time to... I know. But it brings me comfort to know my daughter has left on a mission to heal her people. Come now. It is time for you to take leave. Here. Take this with you. What is it? A family heirloom. Something that... Take it and keep it with you. May it bring you good luck. All my blessings go with you, my child. Now, be off.
I also got a hat. I guess the hat would have been getting in the way of cutscenes, that's why they gave it to you afterwards. Okay, what does the hat do? Intuition +1. That's straight up a perk point. That's a nice pre-order bonus. I think that's suggesting that the little plus means I have it from my my gear. Because yeah, the goldsmith gloves are giving me craftsmanship +1 as well. It's kind of weird not being able to really talk to anyone.
Hello, milady.
But I suppose that might just be for the tutorial area.
Are you one of the prince's relatives?
Kurt. It's done.
Sorry, Greenblood. Look, we can see the masts of the ship that'll be taking us. This is one sacred adventure we're embarking on.
I hope this island will keep its promises.
In order to know that, we'll need to find Constantine first.
You were right. Maybe he is already at the port. He was so eager to leave.
This will be quite the chore to finish before our departure. The commander wants to recover some merchandise from our supplier, but the transporter doesn't want to deliver. I did all I could to persuade. Nothing came of it. All the parliamenting fatigues me. But this is your domain. I wouldn't say no to a little help.
Of course. Where is the supplier located?
In the lower boroughs, near the port.
Right then. We'll put it on our list of visits.
Where would you like to begin?
I've been asked to pay visits to the ambassadors of Technomancer and the Bridge Alliance before our departure. Their dwellings are not far from here. We could go there first.
Very well. Do you think Constantine will be waiting for us next to the ship?
I don't know, but it is certainly worthy of inspection.
Okay, that's weird. The weapon right in the D-pad changed character. I've been using it to navigate the menu, so. Where's the map? It's a world map, regular map. Okay, it's actually pretty decently sized. It's a whole bunch of question marks. Looks like there's an inventory weight limit. Not a fan of the camera so far. It kind of feels swimmy, like it's kind of bobbing up and down more than it really needs to. Oh, hello. Any particular reason you're attacking me? Guess they were just bandits. Less armor, less balance, but some elemental resistance. Nah. Less balance, but elemental resistance. Nah. Yeah, they're both kind of useless. Alright, what have you got, Curse? Okay, can't edit all of your stuff. Is Wayhander. Is that two-handed? Long blade. Yeah. Okay, you can keep that from there. Bandit's hat. More armor. More balance. Yeah, have that instead. He's got all skill in lockpicking. Handy. Or his gloves do anyway. Oh yeah, you stick on the craftsmanship gloves. I picked up a silver signet ring, but I don't see anywhere to equip it. Maybe it's a junk item? Still got just the main buttons. Sell to merchants. Right. I like that it consolidates the weight for you. So like you can see that 8 ammo is taking up 0.8.
Oh, hello, Your Excellency. It is an honor.
Oh boy, this plague is taking quite a toll on the people, huh? You can just hold the switch back. No, that's a good shortcut. Yeah. Thank you, game. I also like that if I'm looking in the direction of a quest, I can click R3 to select that quest instead of having to go into a menu for it. If only, say, games like Borderlands 3 could have something like that, where you could track more than one quest at a time. That would be crazy talk. It's a big old funeral pyre. No one appears to be bothered by me just generally looting the place, so I assume there's no theft to worry about. Kind of stick to this right-hand wall for now, I think. Turns out there might be a bunch of questing here before we actually get on the boat. There's certainly lots of places we can go. Unless we can just freely come and go from the island. It's interesting that some of these aren't prompting me if I want to take everything. Is it possible those things just don't have weight? Right, those things don't have weight. So it doesn't need to prompt you if you want to take it or not, because you'd always want to take it because it have a weight and such. That's smart. I didn't see any doors I could interact with for those things.
Any idea who I am?
Oh, sounds like I found a rudder.
I have a ship to catch!
Do you hear that?
Yes, that's Constantine's voice. It's coming from the upper floor. Sounds as if he's locked up.
And I have a feeling they're expecting company. Be careful. The slightest itchy word to these brutes will have them drawing blades to scratch it.
Negotiation may be the solution. As you say, this breed of brutes won't spit on ransom money.
What a waste. I'd rather sneak around them than give half a coin to these seedy fellows.
Oh good, saving takes you to a blocked scene, so I can always keep track of how many people have stopped watching. That's nice.
It's blocked. It's not possible just now.
So you could blow the door open if you had science.
Posters we posted, someone with deep pockets will show up sooner or later to liberate the rooster. He's making a great deal of noise. We could knock him out, or gag him.
To my help, and death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Yeah, I could have negotiated with him, but just take him out. Kidnapping my brother. Oh, I must just draw my sword. How do I put it away? What's the on my way? So we could have snuck in, but we wouldn't be able to open the door without the cell, so without the key one, so. Hey buddy.
Greenblood, do you need something?
I wondered if you ever felt lonely.
I always do. Why, do you want to rectify this?
I hope to have kept you good company for all these years. After all, we were always together.
And these memories I hold dear. You've always been extraordinary, Greenblood, but I had to watch over you. You were my responsibility. That didn't leave us much time for friendship.
What about now?
Now, I hope that we'll have more time. Anything else?
I must leave you.
Right. Buddy. How do I change to be you? Okay, so D-pad options are just for quick items. I can't do it that way. I want to change your weapons. There doesn't appear to be a way of actually changing the character you're controlling, which seems dumb. Because he has a skill I want him to use. There has to be a better way of doing that. Maybe the other side of the door could have blown up. That key would presumably have opened the thing without having to swap disguises. And our copy of the key coins, so. Right, so you could have snuck past him, I guess. Have to make sure to stop off a merchant at some point and sell all the terrible armor I'm fighting.
Locked.
Well, this has been monumentous, gentlemen, but I have more important things to attend to. An island to govern, treaties to sign, riches to expedite, and a demanding father to impress!
Constantine, it's me!
My fair cousin!
Oh, cousin, sorry, not brother.
Always there to pull me out of my fires.
I do what I can. We are departing soon. Your father wasn't pleased by your absence this morning.
Have you ever seen him happy about anything when it comes to me? You know what he thinks of me.
He cares about you. I know that. He appointed you governor, didn't he?
He is ridding himself of a source of constant disappointment. Enough said. Today we set sail for adventure. If they knew how these river scum treated me. Do me a courtesy, fair cousin. Now that we stand boldly alongside the brave Kurt, let's give them their money's worth.
There's no one left to pay, Your Highness. The brave Kurt and your cousin have already settled the books.
Really now? What a shame. I would have loved to have seen that. We've nothing left to do then than to board our ship. An adventure awaits us at the end of the street.
I mean, we have a few other things to do, buddy. A few other things. Villain's Den. Oh, and talk about it.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasca.
And you are?
I'm de Sardet, the prince's niece. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Apologies.
Constantine d'Orsay, future governor of Tir Freddy. I'm enchanted, Captain. I am eager to board your ship.
Enchanted as well, Your Highness. I hope you enjoy your voyage. Are you ready to leave?
Not quite. I still have a few errands to run for my uncle. And what about you?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavio and Laura.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a Nord?
Our magic, yes, that only the Nords master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is seaborn. He is a Nord from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Nords for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
I'm going to say the number of people getting born on boats is probably not going to be particularly high.
Our destination, the island of Tir Freddy.
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars and your mines, for now. The natives have a relationship with their land and consider it sacred. They're a very friendly people, welcoming, that will appear to you strangely familiar. I've also heard that there are a great many exotic creatures, some enormous. But I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed far from the ports.
What do you think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest high seas port on the continent. Thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city, it holds a particular status for us Nords. Certain zones are owned completely by us. Maritime law holds office. It's a good port. Were it not for the Malachor, it would be a pleasant place to dock.
Be back soon, Captain. Good day. Someone told me that you were a friend of Jonas, the young cabin boy who was gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taking the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guess, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Where are you gonna? How you doing?
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 death winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand? Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, the other... And then, well...
Why didn't... Did you...
Unfortunately, the cap...
Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mess too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for laughs now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Thank you, Laura. I need to be going.
Strange story, this.
Something isn't right here. I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
You comfortable in? Okay, so I can't upgrade the Alchemist Rapier because it's already upgraded being a pre-order bonus. Pickles. Pickles. Give it a rest, would you? You're being very noisy. Can improve your armor, your balance. Somewhere in between the two. Kind of disappointed I don't have any like special effects in them. Strap maybe? Vigor +1, science +1, there you go. I need rubies to be able to do that stuff. Well, picking +1 would be handy then. I like having the loot chance on myself though. Right, bad science, I can craft that stuff. Quest items. A waste drink. A sleeping potion. And repair, repair wood furniture. Well, I guess I won't make any of those until I actually need them. Sailor's coat is way better though. I wonder if the loot chance on a someone else would actually help with the would help with the witch hunt, so I just gave it to one of my friends. Ah, that's fine. It's apparently a merchant up this way, so I can sell off some of the stuff I'm carrying.
Opportunity. Your time is precious in these dark hours, but what you're about to discover could save your life. Come closer now,
Have a nice
good
day.
people. Don't be afraid. Come, celebrate the miracle of science. You won't believe your eyes. This discovery will give you faith in existence.
I know they would have talked to him, so.
Come one, come all. Citizens of Serene, come to me. You won't regret this miraculous opportunity.
Are your boots worn through? Is your hat out of style? Welcome. It's such a pleasure to see you again. Have you seen anything to your liking? What might I help you with?
Wow, just get big ass axes. Broadsword of the Trial by Ordeal. Nice. Wow, these things are expensive. I suppose if I get one of these for one of my compatriots. Buy and equip. Can I just buy? No.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
Wheat chance plus 50, so yeah, paying wheat chance on your compatriots does nothing. Good lesson to learn.
Welcome. It's such a pleasure. Have you seen it?
You're gonna. Sure, if the quest items, I might as well buy them.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
I can't change between buying and selling without going back into the conversation. That's kind of a nuisance.
Have you seen any?
These are things that actually have weight. These are things that don't.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
I keep doing that, makes that available in a moment. Can I actually just go straight into the barracks? I can.
Lady Desade, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Not yet. You know, this type of mission is not really my speciality.
Well, that's to your honor. But the commander did give the order to you. Her Excellency might be able to help you. Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience.
So we have to come back to him after he's done with the supplier. Right. Can't just go to the place, huh? Oh, it's the back of the barracks, right. That explains why you can jump into that courtyard. The way the camera kind of follows you that way is weird. It's like it's loading in an area or something, but it's loading in fast enough just to be able to see ahead of you. Huh. Handy.
The merchant is there. To my help, and death to the others!
I could say for sure, but that wasn't the merchant.
Madam, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
Jog on then.
Good day, my lady. How might I be of service?
You can start by explaining to me why you refuse to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, madam. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, madam. I'm just an agent, and I'm only obeying orders.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. and I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain, it's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders? Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You were demanding a second payment, but refused to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
I don't think you understand who you were dealing with. Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lady de Sardet, niece of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable, especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion and theft. You know as well as I that the Congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That's a shame. Well, as orders are the only language you seem to understand, I order you to return the guard the merchandise without delay, unless you'd rather your master is hung and that you finish your days in prison.
As you request, milady. I shall go immediately and ask that these crates be delivered to the attendant.
Now that's a wise decision.
Thank you. I was beginning to think this would never end. You're certainly honoring your new title. Bravo! The quartermaster must be expecting us.
You get to see the percentage chance for Prisma.
Come closer now, good people. Don't be afraid. Come, celebrate the miracle of science.
I keep wanting to press L3 to sprint.
Captain, you set sail soon?
Yes, we were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 3D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, now, if he finds an alternative solution that is less illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
Don't mind me, I'm just going to rob you guys blind. Can I go into the basement? It's kind of a nice dining hall. I'm probably picking up all the tips that were left for the ladies, aren't I?
Greetings, Your Excellency.
Well, if you just leave money on the table, I might wander by and pick it up.
Good day, Tavern Keeper.
Can I pour you anything? It's you. I didn't recognize you, my scruffy young pup. You put this place to shambles last night.
I am quite sorry about that.
That's neat. Extra conversations for having the extra party member.
Festive spirit get the better of me.
Better of you? You broke everything. If you think for a second that I'm...
Come on now. Don't be angry about such trivialities. I'm certain we can make amends. Now, what can I do? The contents of this pouch should be worth your forgiveness. What do you say?
Forgiven and even forgotten, your lordship. Whatever can I do for you?
I am looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who has been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People are still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Oh, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Tir Freddy.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man-trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No, have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I'm here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, my lady, you're in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
That's why Fontaine's warehouses are on the map.
Boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Thélème embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from life?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Well, if he's a knot and they have magic that helps him navigate the seas, it'd be the sort of thing a smuggler would be interested in, wouldn't it? See, I already know from checking the map that the Fontaine family warehouses are on the map. So I kind of feel like I could probably just go there, because that's probably where he is. But we'll play your way game. We'll go and talk to the kidnappers. We still have to visit the embassies at some point. I haven't been over here yet. Okay, can't go in there yet.
Don't you worry now. You'll get your merchandise.
Yeah, we bear. I'm glad I'm finding more health potions, given you don't seem to have any health regen outside of combat at all. Right, let's save. Just in case this goes poorly.
Might I help you, my lady?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Wonder if Mr. Fontaine is in his warehouse with his kidnappee? Hostage is probably the word I'm looking for there. Hello, lady.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lady de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We are looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
But he might not want to be back.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it is their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation.
Turpitudes is a good word.
This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact... It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished my inquiries yet.
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to leave. I have told you all that I have to say.
With respect, my lady.
Certainly true, we'd want to find out about the Naut contracts before we go and talk to the boy. Because we don't want to have him be like, oh, you don't know about this then, huh?
Your Highness, I'm happy to see you. Your absence this morning worried both your father and me.
Come now, Sir de Corsilion. My father may have been angry, outraged, or disappointed, but he's never worried about me. I am sad to have caused you any worry, though. Would you believe that I was rotting away in a sinister jail, guarded by thugs ready to kill me? Though still seeing double from last night's drink, I was preparing an ingenious escape plan when... Ta-da! My fair cousin jumped up out of nowhere and saved me. I'm quite the fairy tale damsel in distress.
You might have refrained from the company of bandits the night before such an important departure.
What fun would that be?
The risk and half the pleasure, de Corsilion. It is the salt of life.
I fear that some of my teachings have been misunderstood. But you wanted to ask me something, de Sade?
What will be your official title on Tifredi? Or are you just here to keep an eye on us?
Come now, don't be ridiculous. I'm coming in the capacity of official advisor, nothing more. But His Highness has also asked me to report to him on certain strategic observations. I am therefore required to take note of all events, chart the island and its resources, but also obtain as much knowledge as possible concerning the more dangerous creatures of the island. Your help will be extremely valuable to me. I've no longer the legs of an adventurer.
It's always a privilege to help, Master. I need to be leaving. I have quite a few things to do before we raise anchor.
Madam, are you ready to leave?
Not quite. I still have a few errands to run for my uncle. And what about you?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nords, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Nord. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
I'm all ears.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel...
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates, after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire. If that shipment doesn't leave today, the commander will have my hide.
Captain, I understand your position, but isn't there some way we can get these crates on board?
I doubt it. Even if I wanted to help you, my quartermaster is a half-crazed bridge troll. He's gotten it into his head that a gang of ruffians want to use my ship to pass contraband over to Tier 4D. He's placed guards where our cargo is being held before being loaded. All that is not in the warehouse and noted on the manifest will be left on the docks. Sorry, but your crates are gonna have to wait until the next ship sets sail.
Sorry, Kurt. At least we tried.
The commander is gonna have my head. I'm sure that's what he wanted in giving me this impossible task.
In that case, we're going to have to doctor the manifest ourselves. It must be at the Harbour Master's office. Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Nords?
Oh, how I would like my father to be implicated in this sordid business. Our old teacher must surely know what's going on here. Let's go talk to him.
Yes? Well, how can your old professor be of service to you?
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child, due to some contract with the Nords.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there has always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nords. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son in an agreement signed between my uncle and the Nords?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nords as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady
Sorry about that,
Fontaine
said the
doesn't have
criminals.
any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
any idea how to get in there without being noticed?
Let's take a look around the building. We might find a less conspicuous entrance.
If you wore a Naught uniform and you were able to keep your mark hidden from them, they might let us in, unless we just offered them a drink. These sailors rarely refuse one.
I see where this is headed. If we drop a little soporific in their glasses, the way will be clear. I'll just need to find the proper ingredients. But it's doable.
Where is the manifest to be found?
I've already been to the port authorities. They keep the official...
See, I thought I could offer them a drink, but apparently not.
Where is the manifest to be found?
I've already been to the port authorities. They keep the official documents upstairs.
You need to have the costume to go through the doors. Right. We don't have one of them, do we? Yes, that works. It's a sailor's coat.
Here is the ship's manifest. We only need to add our merchandise to the list.
I'm guessing the keys I just found won't do anything. No. No. It's fine. I can see myself saving my game a lot in this. There's a lot of things you can get tripped up quite easily. I don't have to get my companions' costumes. Just me. And we can wander around perfectly fine.
I've seen a few escapes in my time, but I never thought I'd see someone go to all this trouble to break into a prison.
Who are you? Apparently no one important enough for me to unlock. Man, we are pretty athletic to be able to do that. Like, that's a good, head higher than you. We good? We're good. Makes sense, everything would be locked. I imagine lockpicking you'd still have to do out the line of sight of guards, because otherwise they'd be like, hey, what are you doing with those lockpicks?
Hello? What can I do for you?
We're your replacements. You're dismissed.
Finally! We were starting to grow moss. Courage, me hearties. The path is clear. We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
I could swear some of these boxes are refilling or respawning.
Captain, milady, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
The way is clear. It's time to get going.
Do your best to be quick and quiet about it. You won't have much time to move at all.
Don't you be worrying now. We're off.
The warehouse is at the end to the right there. You can't miss it.
Move out. Quick steps.
This document mentions another property. A warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek?
Excuse me, madam, but I have...
If you would be...
With respect, my lady.
I thought I'd be able to tell her about the fact that her husband had sold their boy, but, you know, apparently not. Maybe I'd have to do that before finding that note. Someday we'll go to see those two ambassadors.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
A handful of underlings don't scare us away. Right, cousin?
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Lady de Sade, what are you doing here?
I have come looking for your son. The Naughts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Naughts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine? You've taken your son against his will and have locked him up like merchandise in a warehouse. Is that what you call being a good father?
If I hadn't taken him back, he would have been hauled off on one of the cursed ships.
If that's what he wants, then why would you want to stop him?
For his mother. She misses him so. But in the end, you may be right. My boy has changed. He hasn't spoken a word to me since we've been in this precarious predicament. Very well. Take the key and take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Naughts.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
So it's here that our man keeps his son. Abusive fathers.
Locked.
Who are you?
My name is de Sade. I'm legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes, even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to your ship. I will see you there.
You can break open the door as well if you've got break on the wall if you've got signs. Right, so we started in Foreign Pascal that Jonas is good. And we got our cargo onto the ship, so we just need to go and talk to the con guard about it.
So you're back. Right then. What about our business?
We can guarantee that your merchandise will leave with us.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And bravo, Kurt. The commander will be most pleased.
The cargo shall make the voyage. But who will be at its reception once it's arrived?
That shall be your next mission. Once you've reached New Serene, go and find the quartermaster. He will give you new instructions. Until then, I wish you a safe and pleasant voyage, Your Excellency. Kurt, good luck.
Are your boots worn through? Is your hat? Welcome. It's such a... Have you seen...
I'd rather have the intuition point than have 10% wit chance. I feel like I should keep most of these because I don't know if they might be useful for quests, even though I don't actually have the science to use any of them.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon. Come closer now.
I believe that's a call of a Luna wanting to go outside. Hey Luna, you wanted to head out for a while? Have fun. Oh, I'm in the wrong part. That's why I'm not finding it.
Madam, are you ready to leave?
Not quite. I still have a few...
My cabin.
You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the wind what to do. I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
Be back soon, Captain.
And XP. Nice. Right, talk to the quartermaster and use screen. Okay, it tells you what regions you can find material if needed. It's kind of weird to see it listed along lines of like, found in the Heart's Gates on the island. The island I haven't been to yet. See, a chest at the beautiful bookstore. That feels like a side quest, but God only knows where it would actually be on the map. There's the two embassies, there's the family warehouses, the barracks we've been to, the villain's den, the storeroom, the tavern, the various warehouses. There's still a prison as well, which I don't even know what we're supposed to do with that. Fontaine Family House. Nothing for a bookstore anywhere. Okay, we've got a point to spend on skills. Don't get anything for talents just yet. Or attributes. We have firearms, but we're not really using them at the moment because we have that good pre-order weapon. Because they're not the tree I picked, they have 2-point requirements. I see. Could be useful to go towards the Fury ability. I'm not going to be using one-handed melee weapons and heavy weapons, I think. Depends on whether or not you have to go on both sides to actually find it, I wonder. Getting rolled certainly might be useful. Yeah, okay, let's go down the bladed weapon tree since we have a decent bladed weapon just now. Everybody's suspicious of me, even though we've raised a couple points of reputation. Okay, so talking to the people in the embassies seems like the only thing left to do.
Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Sade, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I've come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tir Fredi on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache.
Brio?
Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you.
That's one I don't know.
Your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it, and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that, but I'm sure that my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources,
These fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You were hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do. Could you tell me anything about Thélème?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Thélème are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist.
I can't pause conversations? That kind of sucks.
They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
Victor, come ahead. I know, it's raining outside. It's terrible. What did I let you out for? You just got wet.
What is your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Thélème, I can
Oh, I know.
rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation
I'm
is
trying to dry
our
you.
most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints. That heresy is tolerated, and that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
So tell me he doesn't like the Bridge Alliance, huh?
How is Thélème faring on Tirfredi?
We built a marvelous city, San Matthias, on the western coast of the island. Did you know that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet?
I know.
Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course,
Okay, so these guys are the Inquisition.
Resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult. Disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminous will be able to put an end to these horrors. And we have tremendous hopes that the entire native population will join our ranks.
That doesn't sound dodgy at all.
How goes the conflict with the Bridge Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front. Without great success, one must say. But what other choice do we have? These so-called savants not only refuse the light, but are determined in their fight against it.
And on Tirfredi?
To my knowledge, no one has yet seen any serious fighting. The Bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there, and have their hands full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
Okay. It's made some of the world building a bit more clear.
Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, de Sade.
Or it's actually roped off. I thought I could go up there. Get in trouble.
Madam, are you ready to leave?
Not quite. Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking. Maybe clandestine passengers.
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
A smuggler? Maybe he could be of some use. Where could I find him?
In the port jails, not far from the warehouses. May I ask you, why the sudden interest in smugglers and the odd stowaway?
I trust Vasco.
A couple of heretics are planning on leaving Serene. The ambassador of Ptolemy has entrusted me with the job of capturing them.
Happy to see that you trust me enough to seek my counsel in the affair. Just so happens that I heard someone talking about the couple. The Cardinal's men are far from discreet. They're making quite some ruckus, asking to search our warehouses. We, of course, refused entry. Only the Nords have access. I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I'm certain your potential stowaways aren't far. But we won't allow you to make a search to grab them. Not officially, at least.
What do you mean?
That discretion and malice are often more useful than titles and words.
Be back soon, Captain.
We need to have a word with that people smuggler the sailor mentioned.
He's a Captain Kurt, like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, we'll need to find a way into his jail.
Which I've already done, but that's okay.
Are you the smuggler?
You snuck yourself in here just to ask me that question? If this is some sort of trick to get me to admit to some crime, you are truly twisted.
You can see for yourself that I'm no naught. Come now. Are you the one I'm looking for?
I'm already locked up. What more do I risk? Yes, I am a smuggler. But I'm not the only one in this city.
I'm searching for a couple fleeing Ptolemy. They are trying to leave the city discreetly. Have they contacted you?
You certainly can't imagine I'm going to answer you without getting something in exchange. I don't really think of my clients as kin, but I'd never betray any of them for free.
A real saint you are. How about your freedom in exchange for your loyalty? Tell me where I can find them and I'll open this cage.
That works for me. Your two Telemites are hidden in a warehouse behind this very prison. They must be waiting for me. But you might want to be quick about it. If the Nords get their hands on them, they'll find themselves in this same cage.
Thank you.
Anytime. And these doors? You're gonna open them, right?
Am I, Phil? Am I gonna free the smuggler? Caitlin? What's up? You hungry? I see you've polished your dish. Perhaps we can get you something fresh. You know what? Honestly, 4:45. That's probably going to do it for this session of Greedfall, because I got to do some tidying up before dinner time. So, for now, we'll leave the freedom of the smuggler in doubt, and I can't actually save the game here, can I? There we go. It was probably auto-saving. For now, we'll leave a smuggler in doubt of being saved, and we'll come back to this another time. Over the weekend, we're picking up some more things that we'll look into, but I'm quite enjoying Greedfall so far. It's a little bit janky, much like the Technomancer was a little bit janky. Some of the menus can do with a bit of work, but I've thoroughly enjoyed exploring this little Cape Town. Considering that this little town here is basically just a tiny little bit of map, and there's all of this, I'm quite looking forward to getting onto the island in an hour session and exploring it better. There's already been a wealth of content to explore here, with some interesting stories. For now though, thanks for watching, and we'll be back over the weekend.